What is going on, everybody? We are back for another round of our weekly No Frills Halloween Horror Nights construction updates over here at Universal Studios Florida. Today is Thursday, July 2nd, and we are going to get right into the updates, starting with this Fast and the Furious coaster construction over here, which is a bit unconventional for a Horror Nights update, but this does play into these pathways that we take to get to those houses back there in Soundstage 22, 23, and those other ones. They are booking along with the construction of this coaster here. They've gotten a ton done over the past few weeks. As we can see from these aerials from Bio Reconstruct, that construction, it is moving along quick, but those pathways that we took last year to get to those sound stages, the houses back there, they go right across this construction. I think the goal is to have the construction in a place where they can open up those pathways. We might be walking across the dirt here, but I think they're gonna have it in a place in the next 7 or 8 weeks to where we can walk across this construction area along those pathways to get to those houses back there. Nothing new going on out here, out in front of the arches in front of the park. For anyone that's new to the channel in this series, when I say no frills, we don't cover anything that we've already gone over in the past, so you do need to go back and watch the older videos if you want a full sense of what's going on. So we're gonna go ahead, continue on, and make our way into the park. Taking a quick stroll through the production central at the front of the park here, and the little Minions alleyway here. Nothing new going on, everything is looking the same as it was last week. I will have to admit that I was wrong about these trusses out here in the Music Plaza section. Don't even know what I was thinking. 4th of July is not really on my radar, but that is what these are for, the 4th of July celebration this weekend. You can see the decorations on the bases here, and then the red, white, and blue string lights up here. So definitely for the celebration this weekend. They will come down afterwards, be empty for a little while, and then we'll see some Horror Night stuff out here shortly. Over here in New York, we have what are going to be the biggest updates for this week. Starting off with one of these little mini truss pieces over here in front of the Fallon ride, probably just for some lights or speakers or something to that effect. The big update for this week is they've installed this giant stage over here in front of the Mummy extended queue. You can see this is a multi-level stage, got some stairs over here on the side, so definitely gonna have some scare actors walking around on both levels of this. Got the stairs in the back of it here for them to walk up on there. You can see there's like a little piece that kind of juts out here in the front, so it's gonna be pretty interesting to see what they do with this, the theming and all that. This is definitely, as far as I know, the biggest stage that they've ever set up over here in New York, so yeah, really excited to see what they do with this. Next up over here on this alleyway between Transformers and where Boris Schuster's office is, they've got this big piece of truss work, kind of stage looking thing over here. Pretty much confirming that the scare zones will go down the alleyways. Going to be the biggest scare zone they've ever done over here so far. They've never had anything set up over here as far as I can tell from my research, so it's going to be interesting to see what they do with this. Maybe a scare actor or a little stage. Pretty unsure at this time, but excited to see what they do with this over here. And finally, for the New York section of the park, over here in front of Starbucks, they've got another little mini truss set up over here. Don't think this is going to be for much, maybe just some lighting or a speaker or something, but yeah, that is pretty much it for the New York section. Gonna go ahead and backtrack a little bit, make our way up to Hollywood, and finish making our way around the park. Just took a quick stroll through Hollywood to see if there was anything new over here, and there is nothing that I can see. Everything over here looks exactly the same as it was last week. Making our way into the Central Park area. I don't think there is anything new going on back here, but we'll take a quick look. Yeah, everything back here is looking exactly the same. I think there's a few new electrical boxes that they put up back here in the little side of the pathway here by these trusses on these concrete planters, but otherwise everything's looking exactly the same lights and all that. Over here on the side of Simpsons and behind Men in Black, nothing new going on back here yet. Hopefully we get some movement soon. I always like to see the progress on the facade in front of Sprung Tent 2 over here. Really the only difference is they finished putting up the queue line fence, which does kind of block our view a little bit, but we should still be able to hopefully see the facade once they start putting it up for Sprung Tent 2 and Sprung Tent 1 over there. But yeah, nothing new as of right now besides that tent for the or that fence for the queue line. Over here, way behind Men in Black on the left side of the building, my good buddy Kevin pointed out that they've installed some trusses over here. There used to be a house back there many years ago, but they've since retired that because they got the new tents on the other side of the building. So it'd be interesting to see what they do with these trusses, probably just for crowd flow or control, but we'll find out soon enough. By the Amityville bathrooms, we've got a few new lighting trusses. These are just to light up the food booths over here on this little island or whatever over here behind the bathrooms, but we've got one truss directly behind the bathroom and then one on the corner of the pathway that runs in front of Diagon Alley. Wrapping up our tour around the park this week over here in San Francisco, we've got some pretty decent updates. They've installed the big truss work piece in the center where they light the mounts in the speakers, as well as the little DJ stand here on the side. And they've also got 4 platforms, so we can assume that the dancers will be returning as well this year. I'm really hoping they add a bit more theming to this than they did last year. There really wasn't much theming in here at all last year, just a couple of tiny little pieces. So I'm hoping that they do a lot more this year for the theming in this area, but we'll find out. Not getting my hopes up, honestly. And that is gonna do it for the Horror Nights updates for this week. Not too much going on. A few cool things with the stage back there in New York and that other little piece of truss work, but yeah, otherwise a pretty quick update. Really hoping we start to see some movement soon. I think once 4th of July wraps up, we'll start to see some props and stuff come out. But yeah, we will definitely be here every week to keep you updated. As always, I thank you for your time, and we'll catch you next week.